This is E-Weekly, Eastern Michigan University's campus news. This week we have news on the day-long teach-in on diversity, an announcement for this semester's commencement speaker, and a recap of our cross-country and football team's historic seasons. Dominique Bird is back with the Dish with Dom and also with this week's Eagle Encounters. Stay tuned because this is E-Weekly.
Welcome back, everyone. We're gone for a couple of weeks and all hell breaks loose. While the results of the presidential election are in just about every conversation, we're going to take a break from all of that and bring home the local campus news. We hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us again. I'm Shannon Smith.
And I'm David Pierce Anderson. Absolutely, Shannon. Sometimes when the big picture gets fuzzy, you need to take a look at the closer elements to understand how we are all connected. We're here to give you your campus news. This is E-Weekly. Let's get to it.
Eastern Michigan University Faculty Senate hosted a day-long teach-in titled No Justice, No Peace, which was on racism, diversity, and inclusion just weeks before the holiday. The event had a large turnout with over 900 people in attendance. Keynote speaker Victor Lewis is a nationally recognized social justice educator, trainer, and activist. He presented The Color of Fear, which was a presentation focused on the cause and effects of racism and strategies for overcoming and achieving social justice. The teach-in included smaller breakout sessions with a variety of topics covering the dimensions of white supremacy, disability rights, structural violence, and peace building. Students took part in a panel discussion, which of course included talk about creating a more welcoming environment and implementing more courses in diversity as part of the EMU curriculum. Two of the students on the panel were also a part of the Student Center sit-in who are currently facing disciplinary actions. The event concluded with a Not My President rally denouncing Donald Trump as president-elect.
Lieutenant Colonel Charles Kettles was awarded the highest military honor in the nation, the Medal of Honor. President Barack Obama recognized Kettles for his heroic actions, saving 40 men in September of 1969 in Vietnam. Kettles, now 86, repeatedly flew his helicopter into a valley where his soldiers were facing heavy fire. Kettles would safely come home to Ypsilanti, where he earned a master's degree at EMU's College of Technology. Kettles served active duties in Korea, Japan, and Thailand before heading back to war while America was involved in the Vietnam conflict. He served during 1967 and from October 69 to October of 1970. Kettles retired from the Army in 1978. He completed his bachelor's in San Antonio after retiring, then came back to EMU to earn his master's in commercial construction. Kettles currently lives in Ypsilanti with his wife, Ann. We thank Kettles for his heroic actions and service for our country.
Michigan Supreme Court Justice Bridget Mary McCormack will be speaking at Eastern's fall commencement ceremony this December. McCormack joined the Michigan Supreme Court back in January of 2013. She's a graduate from New York University's law school and spent the beginning of her career in the city. She was part of the faculty at Yale Law School and later joined the University of Michigan's faculty, where she served as not only a professor but also a dean for U of M Law School. McCormack is currently on leave from teaching to serve as general counsel for the U.S. Department of Energy. Joining the excitement of graduation, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Kettles will be in attendance. As David just mentioned, Kettles will receive the highest military award this past summer from President Obama, and now will receive an honorary degree from Eastern Michigan University's president, James Smith. Both are well-deserved.
Robocop is making headlines once again, but this isn't the 80s film we all enjoy. Robocop the company has created a sound grenade. This USB-sized device sets off an alarm when students feel threatened by a possible attacker. When the top of the sound grenade is pulled off, a piercing alarm is sounded in hopes of bringing attention to the situation from passersby, or at least to scare off the perpetrator. This device is affordable and very portable, costing $16 and weighing less than an ounce. Being able to fit on a keychain, the sound grenade is a peaceful way to scare off attackers, a better alternative than pepper spray. The sound grenade by Robocop is offered in over 100 universities. However, Eastern Michigan does not sell the device. Sound grenades can be purchased online through Robocop's website. That is www.robocopp.com.
We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we've got more news, sports, and Dom will be back with her dish and Eagle Encounters. We've got a lot more coming up, so stay tuned.
a typical day will start for the delivery staff because they are central to what we do. Our delivery staff gets here at about 9:30 in the morning. They get their route for the day. Then they prep their vehicle, they clean it out, make sure it's ready to go. They get their hot boxes all set and ready. Valley Food Services, who is our commissary for our food preparation, will come to Meals on Wheels between 9:45 and 10 a.m. They get here, we count out the meals, we temp them to make sure they're at the appropriate heat. Then they section them out and count, make sure we have the exact number of meals we need. And then they get the sides that go along with the hot entrees. And they have that bag and they put that in a cooler and then they load that into their vehicle. Then they do their exit checkout and then they're ready to go on their route. So typically they're out of here no later than 10:15, 10:30. Then they start their deliveries and it takes them about 2 to 2.5 hours to make those deliveries. So for myself and our office staff, I typically get here about 8:30 to open the office. We check our messages. Then we also do some prep work for the routes. If there needs to be some logistical changes for routing, we try to do that. Typically I start by answering emails from volunteers and from our funders. And then my work kind of starts into doing some grant writing and who I have to go meet with today, if I have to meet with a funder or a partner program. And then Carrie does a lot more of the office work as well. So between our primary hours, Carrie will also probably do anywhere between 1 and 3 intake calls for clients who might need to get on our program. So she does that and it takes roughly about an hour to do that over the phone with a client. She'll kind of help with all the paperwork that we have to file from a state level, sets up appointments for our nursing staff and nursing students to go out and do health assessments for the clients on a daily basis. And then she also just kind of maintains the facility to make sure the upkeep is going well.
In today's cyber world, the number of passwords you have to remember can be overwhelming. While it may be tempting to reuse the same passwords or store them in a not-so-safe place, in doing so, you're putting your online accounts and data in danger of being compromised. The Eagle security package includes LastPass, an encrypted online password vault that can store all your usernames, passwords, and other personal information in one location. LastPass secures your login credentials using one master password, the last password you'll have to remember. Not only does LastPass store your login credentials, but it can automatically fill them in when you're logging into trusted websites. LastPass can also aid in the creation of strong, unique passwords and secure sensitive data such as addresses, credit cards, and personal notes. Since LastPass is encrypted and protected in the cloud, it's accessible wherever you are through the LastPass website, a web browser extension, or the mobile app. LastPass makes password security easy. For more information about LastPass, visit tiny.emich.edu/LastPass.
Since the launch of Ann Arbor's campaign, Built for Zero, organizations in Washtenaw County have been able to provide housing for 269 veterans and 230 chronically homeless individuals. Zero 2016 is a national campaign that has worked with multiple communities to end homelessness. According to Community Solutions, Zero 2016 has collectively housed more than 60,000 homeless people. 5 communities were able to end veteran homelessness and at least 2 ended chronic homelessness. Andrea Pelvic, director of Washtenaw County Office of Community and Economic Development, said, "Ending homelessness requires a system that is responsive and flexible." Plevic recognized the amount of work that still needs to be done, but she hopes to make homelessness a rare, brief, and non-reoccurring situation in Washtenaw County.
When was the last time you laughed? If you can't remember, that means you're in need of one, or 2. Luckily for you, EMU's longest-standing improv student organization is having an improv and stand-up showcase this Saturday, December 3rd at 8 p.m. in the Student Center Auditorium. Laugh-A-Minute Enterprises, or LAME, will be hosting their second show of the semester. LAME specializes in improv comedy. Improv is completely made up on the spot and is hilarious to watch unfold. The quick-thinking comedians are swift on their feet and can promise laughs spanning longer than just a minute. At this showcase, multiple members will dip their toes in the world of stand-up, including yours truly. Stop by the Student Center Auditorium on the 3rd to check out LAME, and if you feel so intrigued, attend a meeting on any Friday at 5 p.m. in the Kiva Room on the 3rd floor of the Student Center. All are welcome and no prior improv experience is needed. Still to come, we have Anna Moga and Sarah Poderacki with the latest in Eagle sports. But first, we have the Dish with Damo, brought to you by the divine Dominique Bird. Welcome, Dominique.
Thanks, Dave, and hello everyone, and welcome to another Dish with Damo. It's been great spending the semester with you. Now for today's dish, I want to help make sure everyone ends their semester with a sound mind. We all know college can be rough. It's a time of transition and a level of stress that we may not have known was possible. In the U.S. alone, 21 million Americans, or 9.5% of the population, suffer from a mood disorder. Out of those people, only 2 out of 3 will seek help. It's easy to feel alone, as if no one can understand or begin to want to help. But according to the National Network of Depression Centers, or NNDC, 80% of individuals treated for things such as depression show improvement in just 4 to 6 weeks. Now, as a college student, insurance and money can be a problem, but our university provides free resources to students, staff, and faculty to help maintain our mental health. Do you know the Snow Health Center located in front of the Rec IM? Well, the second floor houses the Counseling and Psychological Services, or CAPS department. They offer in-house sessions as well as many support groups for you right here on campus. My main goal today is to let people know you're not alone. Seeking help is not weakness. It does not make you crazy. Mental health is just as important as the physical. Now, to find out more, you can contact them at 734-487-1118 or visit their website, emich.edu/CAPS. If you need to speak with someone immediately outside of office hours, contact the Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-TALK. Again, that number is 1-800-273-TALK, or the CAPS office at any time, and speak with a real person right away. Welcome to one of the fastest growing universities for freshmen in Michigan. A university where differences are celebrated, where faculty believe their students' success is their success, where our honors college has doubled in size, and where we are nationally recognized for educating and improving our community. Being here is about being part of something bigger. It's about being part of a family. It's about fitting in while standing out. Now's the time to challenge yourself and be surrounded by people who truly care about your success. So whether you become an artist who inspires others, a creator who develops something new, or an innovator who changes the way people think, this is your opportunity. Fuel your curiosity through research. Hit the stage and enrich the lives of others. Compete in Division I athletics. No matter your path, we all bleed green. So roll up your sleeves. Dive in. Experience learning in and out of the classroom. Be a student of life. Welcome to higher education. Welcome to Eastern Michigan University. Welcome home.
Hey Ben, I saw that you had an eventful weekend.
What do you mean?
Duh. Ben, those party photos you posted online a couple days ago where you were living it up, you know, the ones where you were YOLOing all over the place. Here, let me show you.
All right, I got it. YOLO, you only live once. It's my excuse to act crazy. I deleted those pictures, though.
Yeah, about that. I screen grabbed some of those pictures and sent them to Benji. It was golden. You have to remember, Ben, what goes online stays online. And once it's out there forever.
Well, it's out there now.
Most of the time, after something gets posted to social media, it will be duplicated many times from server backups, living in the cloud forever, even after you remove it. A good rule of thumb is if you think what you're about to post could be harmful to you or someone else, just don't post it.
Yeah, last thing I want is for my family, or even worse, my employer or my friends to see me YOLOing all over social media.
Yeah, That applies to more than just pictures, you know. It can apply to all types of content posted online, including text and videos.
Oh, man.
You should also be cautious about the amount of personal information you have available online for people to see, such as your full name, birth date, address, phone number, mother's maiden name, etc.
Yeah, I'd hate for someone to see you're going to be at a party Saturday night, go to your profile, get your home address, and break into your house while you're out partying.
Or use your birth date and your mother's maiden name to answer a security question in an attempt to reset your online password and hack your account.
I definitely wouldn't want that to happen.
Me neither. But being selective about the information you have accessible for people to see is very important. Check your privacy settings on your social media sites to make sure they only have information you want people to see.
Yeah, I like to copy my profile URL, log out of the website, and paste it back into my web browser. Then I look over my profile to get an idea of what information of mine is open to the public.
That is a great idea.
It sure is. So what else are you going to do, Ben?
I'm going to stop and consider any consequences before I post any type of content to my social media websites.
It's time for sports. Welcome to the Eagle Sports Update Sprint Edition. I'm Sarah Podaraki.
And I'm Anna Moga, and here's the latest in Eagle Sports news.
Eastern's men's cross-country team wrapped up their season on November 19th at the NCAA Championships in Indiana. Senior Nick Raymond had an amazing performance, raking in a 31st place finish. He became the 15th Eagle in program history to earn All-American honors. The men finished out the 2016 season by capturing their 7th consecutive MAC title and brought home the top 5 individual spots for the first time in conference history. For the second year in a row, Raymond became MAC individual champion, and Coach Goodridge was named MAC Coach of the Year for an outstanding 11th time. Meanwhile, the women performed phenomenally as well. The women earned a 9th place finish at the NCAA Championships, marking the team's best placing ever. Additionally, they had their first All-American honoree since 1987. Head coach Sue Parks said, "This is a huge achievement for our program. To finish the season with a top 10 team finish and an All-American is simply amazing." Junior Jordan McDermott raced to the finish in 24th place, earning All-American honors. With this, the women secured their second ever MAC championship. Next year should be an exciting season for both teams.
The Eastern Michigan men's basketball team took down the University of Nebraska-Omaha this past weekend after one of the best offensive demonstrations of the season. For the team, Eastern continued to take the court strong. The first half resulted in a tight match against the Mavericks, as both teams played back and forth for this lead. The second half resulted in an even bigger offensive push by the Eagles as they continued to hold the lead and push even further past the Mavericks again and again. Eastern Michigan managed to pull a full 17 points ahead of University of Nebraska-Omaha, ending the game with a momentous victory. With the final score of 94-77, EMU continues their winning streak as they move through the 2016 season. The Green and White are on their way to Detroit tonight, where they will be playing against Detroit Mercy at 7 p.m. at Callahan Hall. Keep up the momentum, Eagles.
The Eastern Michigan football program has spent this season redeeming itself. During the regular season finale on November 22nd, the Eagles clawed Central Michigan out of the sky with a 26-21 win at home. The Eagles had a 13-point lead after 3 quarters until the Chippewas acquired a pair of touchdowns, putting the Chippewas ahead 21-20 with only 2 minutes and 34 seconds left in the clock. The game was a nail-biter up until the last 21 seconds on the clock when junior Brogan Roback found junior Sergio Bailey II with a 24-yard touchdown. The Eagles finished their regular season 7-5 and 4-4 in the MAC. The regular season stats look pretty great for sophomore running back Ian Erickson, as he averaged over 4 yards per carry and ran for 765 yards over the season. Junior wide receiver Sergio Bailey II achieved 55 receptions, averaging over 14 yards, and last week reached 799 receiving yards. And junior quarterback Brogan Roback ended with almost a 60% completion percentage with 16 touchdowns and nearly 2,400 yards overall. The really big news is that for the first time since 1987, the Eagles will be heading to a bowl game. The announcement was just made that the men are headed to the Popeyes Bahamas Bowl on December 23rd. They will face Old Dominion in the Battle of the Bahamas. There's no telling what will happen next, but it sure is nice to have a football program we can be proud of.
The women's basketball team snapped a 3-game losing streak on the road Tuesday night when they defeated the Cardinals of Incarnate Word 66-47. The ladies maintained control throughout the game after a commanding 22-8 lead in the first quarter. Junior guard Sasha Daly continues to be the offensive spark for the Eagles this season, as she put up 25 points, which includes 7 baskets from behind the arc. This ties her for the 5th most three-pointers made in a single game in EMU history. 3 other Eagles reached double figures as well, including Shayna Deans and Phyllis Webb scoring 11 points each, and Tori Easley scoring 10 points. With this victory, the Eagles improve to 3 wins and 4 losses this season. The ladies will return home next Tuesday to face off against the University of Detroit Mercy at 7 p.m. We will have the recap and the highlights on that game for you next week. Coming up next, Dominique Bird is back with your weekend plans on campus with this week's Eagle Encounters. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Shanna Gilkison, and ETV has been a very important part of my life, especially for the last 4 years.
I got my start at ETV in my 3rd semester at Eastern from fellow students, and it's been a great experience.
Working with all these new people that I didn't know before, it's very awesome just seeing how willing people are to get together and create something from scratch.
Hi, I'm Shanna Gilkison for Eastern Weekly, and this is E-Walking.
I will also be hosting and producing a sort of like a late night style talk show.
Everyone that's here wants to be here. They care to be here. They want to work. They want to learn. And with that kind of environment, everybody benefits.
I tell you, I've been doing really well, very successful here at Eastern, but it wasn't until I really became part of the ETV club that I really felt like I was getting more of what I needed as a student.
We decided that we wanted to do things above and beyond our coursework. So I was part of founding the ETV Student Org.
It just so happened that Shanna was in one of my classes, and she told me to come, and I showed up, and it was very a very warm welcome. Like, everybody was very nice to me right away. And they actually had an idea to make a sitcom, or actually they called it a soap opera at that time. And they said they weren't sure exactly what they wanted, but they wanted one thing. They knew that they wanted this guy, his name is Ramon, to be their main character. I mean, that was kind of how the show Week at a Glance kind of took off.
Beyond Eastern's walls, when I'm done here, I'll probably be working with some people from ETV, again, professionally. And I think a lot of students don't take advantage of what they should with organizations on campus, and ETV is one of the best.
Are you an EMU student interested in getting a first-hand experience working at a radio station? Well, say no more. EMU offers a class through Eagle Radio that will thoroughly prepare you for a real-life experience. But first, you have to register for the class. Pick a date and a time slot. Then the world is yours. Eagle Radio allows you to be fully independent and customize your own show. Have real conversations about the news, celebrity gossip, update listeners about the weather, play a trivia game. It's your show. You're free to name your show whatever you want and play any edited music of your choice. If you love having heated debates and you feel your words need to be heard, then Eagle Radio is just for you.
Onward, Eastern soldiers, we are heading into December. Now, while we're all buckling down trying to wrap up those papers and study guides, we've also got to blow off a little steam to help keep us sane. I'm back to let you know what's going on here on campus so you can find something fun to help you unwind. Now, on Friday at 3:30, the Jones Natatorium will be splashing with activity as both the men's and women's swim teams host the EMU Invitational Swim Tournament. Cheer on your swimming Eagles. There is no Friday night movie this week, but at the Student Center, there's a cool little gathering called Old Times. Come and enjoy some old songs you haven't heard in a while. Now, students will be able to sign up to perform, but if you want to just sit and listen, I'm betting that someone is bound to hack a Michael Jackson tune. That's from 7 to 9:30 at the Student Center, room 300. Also on Friday is a winter ballet at Pease Hall. Mendelssohn Midsummer's Night Dream will be performed at 7:30. The website says it's free to students, so head up there for a bit of free ballet. On Saturday, the EMU Planetarium will be hosting a couple of cool events as well. From 1 to 2 p.m. is the presentation titled The Little Star That Could. It's a story about an average yellow star on a search for planets of his own to warm and protect. He encounters other stars and learns what makes each star special. Directly afterwards is the Season of Light at the planetarium. It explores the reason humans are so fascinated with lighting up our lives during the December holiday season. It's an explanation of the astronomical meanings behind seasonal traditions, including the Star of Bethlehem. The EMU Planetarium is on the 4th floor of the Mark Jefferson Science Complex. These shows cost only $5. Not a bad deal. Well, enjoy your weekend, guys. It's crunch time, and we only have one more week to work it all out together. I'm Dominique Bird. See you next time.
Thank you, Dominique. We only have one more show before we close the chapter on this semester. Finals are quickly approaching, and if you haven't realized it yet, let me remind you, next week is the last full week of school. It's that time to get that thing done. You know what I'm talking about.
That's right. There's no more time to put anything off. Get it done and get it done now. We've missed you these past couple of weeks and trust you had a nice break over Thanksgiving holiday. We appreciate you joining us on our endeavor to provide you folks here with our campus news. We'll see you next week.
And if you want to see this or any of our shows on demand, head over to YouTube and search ETV at EMU. And be sure to check out the Lame Improv Show. We'd love to see you out there. I'll be there. Laugh with us. I'm David Pierce Anderson.
And I'm Shannon Smith.
Have a great week, guys.
You just gotta start closing because it ain't coming.
That's improv.
I wasn't trying to put that much emphasis.